Throughout the 7 seasons of Fear the Walking Dead, the show has had many rough moments and bad critiques due to many reasons that are meant for another video. But throughout its lows, there was a time the show was recovering its audience and having excellent writing, and that was Season 6 of Fear the Walking Dead. Season 6 was just a downright great season with lots of suspense and amazing writing. The season starts off with our main character Morgan on the verge of death fighting off a bounty hunter, and throughout the entirety of the season, there's an imminent league rising with its slogan, "The end is the beginning." Towards the latter half of Season 6, we start to see what this group really is and what their plans are. After Alicia visits this mysterious group's bunker, we meet the leader of the group, Theodore Maddox, also known as Teddy. Straight away, Teddy gives off an intellectual old man vibe, allowing him to manipulate people easily. It's clear he's done this with all the people in his group because we've had 2 interactions with his followers before. The first being after Morgan had a key that he stole from the bounty hunter. He was tracked down by 2 brothers who gave up their lives just to get the key, which later on is revealed to be what Teddy needed. And the second interaction is when Virginia's group came across one of the members who started chanting, "The end is the beginning," and then proceeded to unalive herself right then and there to prove the point. Alicia, however, sees right through Teddy's lies, and this creates an interesting dynamic between the two in the episodes to come. Teddy takes Alicia hostage, and they go on a road trip together with another character, Dakota, and by the way, nobody likes Dakota. At this time, we still don't know what Teddy's intentions are, but his behavior in this episode indicates he's up to something rather catastrophic. Alicia and Teddy end up running into Cole, a character who seemingly disappeared in Season 4. Alicia and Cole were great friends, but Cole is now an asshole, and he threatens Alicia and Teddy for all their stuff. This is where we see Teddy's personality truly shine, and which is why I think he's one of the most unique villains in the universe of The Walking Dead. Teddy starts talking about the patterns of the universe and how people like Cole are the reason that the world should be destroyed.
Patterns of the universe. It's because of people like you, Cole, that the world needs to be destroyed.
Hey.
He continues going off until he flat out says,
You know how we can fix it, Alicia? Get rid of them.
and after Cole points his shotgun in his face, he just laughs. They continue walking until they make it to the truck that Alicia and Teddy left earlier, and then Cole does some more threatening to Teddy. This time though, he pulls out Teddy's mother's corpse from the back of the car that Teddy had taken out earlier from a cemetery. Cole threatens Teddy and then shoots the corpse, but Teddy doesn't care. Teddy then reveals that the corpse wasn't his mother's and that he lied to Alicia because he knew something like this would happen, so he wanted to prove a point. Right away, this is just crazy and it adds so much more character depth to Teddy. After more conflict and Walker showing up, Alicia eventually kills Cole, and now it's just Teddy, Alicia, and Dakota back to square one. It's this moment when we find out what Teddy's true intentions are. Teddy reveals that the key he needed is to launch warheads from a beach submarine in Galveston, which is the USS Pennsylvania. Teddy's master plan is to launch the warheads and have him and all of his followers die, then regrow as plants from soil. And if you're wondering how someone could be this crazy, after he tells Alicia this, he also admits to killing his own mother. Since he was young, he always believed that the world should have a new beginning, and he would write down all of his sick thoughts inside of a journal until his mom found it. His mom threatened to have him committed to county social services, so he ended up killing her. And after he killed her, he buried her body in her backyard. And then he said when spring rolled around, some beautiful morning glories glowed above her corpse. And it was at that moment that he realized that the world did need a new beginning. Now, if that isn't crazy enough, wait till you hear this. We're introduced to another character named John Dory Sr. His backstory is pretty sad and goes along the lines of he knew someone was bad, so he did something bad to prove that person was bad. And after we get to know him more, we realize he's the one who put Teddy in jail. So John Dory Sr. has a history with Teddy, and we're told that Teddy murdered up to 23 women. At this point, I seriously started to fear for Alicia. The next few episodes build up the action, but ultimately Teddy ends up setting off the warheads. He's also made this weird relationship with Dakota, and she's pretty much a psychopath as well. After Teddy initiates the warheads, the characters have only around an hour to get to safety before they re-enter the atmosphere. Teddy takes Dakota to a spot to view the warheads explode before their final moments. Here's where I think that Fear the Walking Dead made a big mistake. Teddy ultimately ends up not being able to view the warheads go off because John Dory Sr. locates them and finds out there's a bunker underneath where he is, meaning that he wasn't actually going to die with this cult, he was going to get himself to safety beforehand. Dakota realizes she's been betrayed and shoots and kills Teddy, and then is evaporated into molten lava. Now, I think this is probably the worst ending they could have given Teddy. He was only in the show for around 5 episodes, yet he causes a whole season of destruction due to nuclear fallout and radiation. The writers were clearly lost after they realized they had no villain for season 7, so they resorted to Strand. And while Coleman Domingo did a great job playing both a nice guy and a bad guy, it would have been so much cooler to see Teddy rise up in the nuclear wasteland of Texas as a shock to the characters. This would have led to a much more satisfying character development of Teddy and ultimately death. I could totally imagine Teddy taking on Strand's role with having the tower and taking in survivors and then brainwashing them. He had a great backstory of killing his own mother and being a serial killer. He had no fear of being killed when he was held at gunpoint around 3 times, and it was really interesting to see the fact that he wanted to get into the bunker after the warheads went off. I think Teddy had potential to be the best Walking Dead universe villain if his character was utilized in season 7, and it's sad to see such a mistake happen in my favorite universe of all time. But it is what it is, and I still appreciate the few episodes we got with John Glover portraying Teddy. Let me know down below who your guys' favorite villain is, and thanks for watching.